Hey there, Pisces. This is Joy with Joy of the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. Scribes, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. And if you'd like to know anytime I post new videos, make sure you click that bell out beside the subscription. Also, if you find you like the content we provide here, be sure to give us a big thumbs up and share with those you love. So for now, we're going to take a peek on in here and see what's going on. So as you can see, first of all, I am out of town. I'm out of town having therapy for my brain and my eyes so I can get to feeling better. Had a brain injury several years ago and have still been trying to find my way out back to myself again. So for now, I am in this new environment and I appreciate your patience and understanding as I work on these spreads here in a little bit of a different format. So we're gonna wing it and go with it. For now, it says, don't go searching, look within. So this is at the top of your reading here. And they're saying sanity, time to catch up regardless. So we're going to take a look at what's really been going on. And what I see here is that you have been your own best friend and your worst enemy. Okay? And they're wanting to take a deeper look at this, how it's really going on and how that's been playing out as the two energies surrounding each. Okay? So first we're going to start right here with the snake and creation. And as we know, each ending can also become a new beginning. It's the regeneration, like the Ouroboros, like the infinite snake, the regeneration of your energy, the rebirthing of self, of like, kind of like the death in the tower. To me, death is just, it's a further along magician. It's knowing how to move from energy to energy and to gain the wisdom that you need from it and how to shed what you don't need so that you can move on and not be attached to a place, but also not detach. It's being able to maintain the integrity of who you are in the midst of it all. But what I see here is definitely a cobra, okay? And so it's like a cobra heart, having a defensive heart. Cobras are very watchful. They're very much up here in their intuition is what you're saying, even though I often see this as your divine intelligence. And you have a golden heart, but you're like a fish out of water. You've been separated from yourself. Take a look. Take a look. Somehow you're still living and thriving, and you've learned how to survive in these circumstances in the desert. But as we know, for a fish, that is not the best situation going on here. And you've been cut off from everything, and it's letting me know down beneath, I already have one card out, the Eight of Wands. You're not fully being honest with yourself or true about the feelings that you have and what's been going on. A lot of times I see through the message that they love to give Pisces coming through this channel is that how you perceive others to see you, like really using others, whether you talk to them directly or not, and decide how they're viewing you, puts yourself in a disadvantage. For one, not able to have true, genuine friendships because you're already thinking for another person, but also like undermining your own self-worth and your own self-value vicariously through another. Instead of assigning yourself your own importance and value of knowing who you are. And here at the top, we have the Two of Swords. I see this as a bit of a keyhole going on, an opening unto yourself about really embracing your better parts, your whole self. And it says better halves, but it's like both the fish, the light and the dark, the ins and outs of who you are, and learning to navigate them and not relegate them to bad or good or wrong or right, but being able to understand them as your personality, as your preferences and things like that without judging them. Being able to experience your colors, because that's a matter of opinion, a matter of perspective, okay? And they're saying don't get bogged down in those sort of things, but they want you to begin to jump in there and really get on the same page with yourself. Come in between your halves and be your own rainbow bridge. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, wrong card. So let's see. Well, that would make sense. Let's see the lighter side of this. All right, let's shed a little light on the snake for Pisces here. On having been cut off, about how to, what's been going on here or how to come back. Ooh. We have a book, but seeing as how we're not going to do that, we're going to start with the Ace of Swords and the Six of Swords, okay? All right. Let me put those aside. So we have the Ace of Swords, Okay, it's standing your ground with your standards, but learning to know the difference between your standards and your person, your preferences, things that are neither here nor there, that they're just individual to who you are. They're not right or wrong. Remember, they're not good or bad, light or dark, or anything like that. They're saying don't polarize anything that doesn't require that. Be singular. Be singular. Stand by yourself. Be singular in that. And that would make sense because that goes along with this card where you're saying, bring your halves together. Be the piece that joins yourself together. Be that rainbow bridge. Interesting. So what you thought was your ending is really your new beginning. Because that has to do with like Anubis energy, and Anubis is the ancient representation of Chiron. So check out where Chiron's placement is in your chart. Take a look at the house that it's in, as well as the zodiac sign that it's in, and how far along in the 29 degrees it is, okay? And just take a little pondering on that and begin to see what Chiron's trying to tell you. If you need to know more about Chiron, I posted a video that has to do with Mars, Chiron, and Lilith. And although I talk about Mars quite a bit, the three are synergistically working together in conjunction with one another right now in bridging that gap between who we were, who we are, who we want to be, and who we've always been. It's like the fountain being cut on. Interesting. Huh. Wow. So back to this. Next we have the Six of Swords. So once you get on board with yourself, start to move forward in this. Begin, if you'll look here, so the hilt has been broken off all these swords, and now they're just wall decoration, like they're mementos, memorabilia of the way things were. But put them behind you and begin to look forward to the new ground, because there's a better day and a better way coming to meet you. Because as you move towards this, as you're moving forward, it's also coming towards you. What a great way to bridge the gap. The more you get to know about yourself, the more you see who you are, and it expeditiously closes that gap. And isn't that fantastic? Because the moon card is often a gap card. It is these energies being apart from one another, where we have the domesticated side of ourselves, our social presentation, which is what Pisces often prefers to be known as opposed to the wolf. And the wolf is the wound and the injury. So it's important to know, as this, it's one sword, although it has two sides, right? Okay. So, but coming together as one-handed, so you don't do yourself in with that double-mindedness. Interesting. Okay. So next we're going to take a look at the other energy coming in, where you become your own friend. This is companionship, dog. Oh, how funny. Interesting. Look, making peace, making friends with yourself. And look at this. I love the divine darkness. See how beautiful that is? It's not about the wound or the wild or something like that can kind of ruffle your feathers a bit, because although you love to feel it and experience it and you trust it privately, you often use it to undermine yourself socially, to play yourself against yourself, pretending to use the mindsets of others, because you are very perceptive. And although that is true, the old is passing away, new energy is coming in. We have a whole new, I think it's like 200 years of air energy coming in. So why not embrace that? And oh, looky here. See them drawing the arrow, the passage through the air, really being able to pierce that mindset and go for what you're aiming for. And I see the reiteration of Chiron here. Okay, so do take a look at that, and some insight, like almost like little fireflies, little sparks are going to begin to awaken there. To me, fireflies are kind of like the dandelions at the nighttime. I know it's a different part of creation, right? But hey, it is my world, so I can see it the way I want. But you're on the precipice of a new beginning. Whoa, have I not seen this before? I saw you standing on the cliff and the ledge. I may have seen it when I showed you, but look, that's the eye and that's the nose. Do you see him? It's your divine guide. Look, you're saying it's time to face yourself. And this isn't like a standoff. This isn't like a stare down. This is the depth of you knowing which direction to go. This is your instinct, the thing that that is like, it's like your true north. Okay, so if it's your true north, then look at your IC. Okay, that's part of the 4 angles in your chart. I know often we've been taught to look at our sun, our moon, but here at this channel, at least what they've been telling me for now and how they drive me for is to look at your 4 angles, and in this case specifically in becoming your friend, look at your IC, okay? And in bridging the gap, look at your Chiron, all right? And check out that video, because it might take you over into Mars a little bit of where they're synergistically working right now at the beginning in Aries, okay? But this, look at that benevolent eye. Do you see any intimidation there? Do you see any judgment? No. Do you see any right or wrong, light or dark, yin or yang, any of that? There is no dichotomy going on in this. This is uniformity. This is your whole self. It is your whole being. It is your purpose and your meaning all wrapped into one. And it is the thing guiding you onward and forward. And you can feel the presence with you, both great and small. I am loving that. I am loving that. And up above it, we have the Magician. He has an elixir, a potion for you here, and is examining it and taking a closer look. But this look isn't one of scrutiny. So they're saying don't look with that squinty eye, the side eye looking at like that. They're telling you to look at face forward with openness and with wonder. Look at it like a kaleidoscope. Because what do we do with a kaleidoscope? We mull it, we turn it around, we let it move and shape, and we let it penetrate us and alter our perception and our awareness of the world around us. Look at life through a different lens, maybe many of them. A genuine look through the perspective of friends. Enjoy who they really are and how they really do see the world. I think that's going to fascinate you. To really give people the opportunity to share what they think and how they feel and who they are without all that old, without this getting in the way, the dichotomy, the skeptical mind, that kind of a thing that had been playing you under, and being able to come from your depths, from your wholeness. How rich you are, Pisces. Because you already have many friends, and now to revisit them and review them and to re-enter into life with them. Okay, so you're giving me a picture of like when they go up in the space shuttle and they've gone out on their mission and it comes time to re-enter the atmosphere. I'm sure there's a little bit of anticipation mingled with excitement and coming in, and about how they land and coming back home and returning to those friendships, those loved ones, those family members. It's like being made new. That's what you're showing me here, is having that opportunity. Wow. Maybe that's the beauty of the Pisces, of the circling, the swimming fish, the infinite, the eternal, the forever new, like virginal rebirthing, refreshment, right? Now, down beneath us, we have the Ten of Cups. It's kind of somber in this. It's kind of like a thaw, but it's really more of the cool of springtime. Pardon me, I've got there. It's kind of like the cool of springtime of, like that transition period. When they do come down, they have to acclimate or reacclimate, actually, to the environment that you're entering into now. And being at one, being at peace. They're saying be a little gentle with yourself, be a little slow with yourself into this coming to wholeness of really not jumping right to it, but when in doubt, leave it out. When you can't totally jump on board with the Magician and be like, oh, new friends, let them think their own way, and the kaleidoscope perspective, and la-da-dee, la-da-da, you can at least slow it down a little bit and let it come in and give it time. When some of those old mindsets try and come and press at you, and impress you like this, you instead say, who am I? What do I want to think? What do I want to feel? And you might go, let me give myself a little space right now in this. Let me give a little space just to observe, just to play with what I'm seeing, just to enjoy, and to give it a little bit of time to play itself out, to show me what it's trying to reveal to me. Very wise. So we're going to get a couple of little matchmaker type cards here, meaning matching for that energy. And y'all, I've got to tell ya, the winged creatures are hungry here. Woo! All right. Do we want any more? Interesting. Let's just get one or two more for Pisces here. On the wait, okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, so look at this. Hello. Seven of Cups upside down and the Knight of Wands coming. It kind of came in sideways anyways. So give me a second, because y'all, you got to admit, that's a lot of eyes. All eyes are on you. Look at them from every perspective, every direction. Looking ahead, looking up, and looking forward. See, really give it time to see things from all angles. See it play out and see how it really goes before you go deciding on people and ideas. Okay, so that would let me know that there's a little bit of impulsivity and snap judgment with Pisces, of really just like, it's almost like a ray of light penetrating the water. It strikes, and then you decide. And they're saying to slow it down a bit, to really see it from all sides, like the kaleidoscope. But more than us just thinking, looking out this way, they're saying give it time, which to me is the passage of a day or two. Because, you know, foresight, hindsight, and then sitting in it, which is the merging of the mind, what happens when we sleep, when our whole mind talks to itself and processes from the unconscious to the subconscious to the frontal lobe, and moves forward and back through in and out again. And give it a little time. Give people the grace of time. That doesn't mean suck them all the way in and give them a key to your house. It just means give it time to develop your new perspective, not just on others, but on yourself and how you view this world, how you choose to see it. And actually ask yourself, how does this operate in me? How do I get my confidence in living in this new way of being my own best friend, of being a friend to life, and life being a friend to me? Okay. So then the, like, kind of a little bit of a caveat going on here was the Tower coming in. But this Tower looks like a tower of power. I see Lady Liberty standing here, and it's really about stand strong and shine your light. Be devoted to what you have decided, to this new light. And as we know, it's not the light, dark, right, and wrong. Remember, it's this light. It's the light of your soul. How do you want to see people? Many of us, we're all stepping into this new world, and this new challenge is, how do you see your world? Because how you see it is so it is, right? And do you want to see it being better? Or are you too concerned about becoming a fool or being hurt? You know, there's a lot that goes on in this world. We can have, you know, the fool of continuing to die and have issues come on, or we can be the fool of life, where we let life flow through us and we realize that the payment is all up to life. That we may have hurt, but did we grow? We may have hurt, but did we learn to love again? How can we move on? That seems to be important, that hurting coming up here, But you know what I know? You asked to draw these two cards. They came on out and you wanted both. And it says, all of you, all of you. Why? Yes, I love you, but all of you, all of you. We get olive oil. Because olives live their life and then they get crushed for us. You know, there are many people who love olive oil, but they don't like olives, right? So life, I feel like, is really saying, trust. Let me love you. Let me love you down. Life is faithful to you and is good to you and never steers you wrong. And it's that intimate knowing and that intimate being known that is what you truly desire and seek. And here we have new beginnings. Look at that love tree. Look at all this love shine on in, popping and zinging right there. Very tropical. It's not a fair weather friend. It's a forever friend. Life is forever your friend, and getting you on your side with yourself, so that there isn't that tossing about, that wind tossed, the seasickness, being able to be steadfast and taste and see that life is good. Okay, so we're going to get an energy oracle for Pisces here, and how they're going forward in all this deliciousness of being their own friend. Ooh, storm warning. Okay, that Tower. And I hear it really, decide. It's time to decide. Do you want to keep standing your ground? Do you want to fall to these ruins? Do you want to live each day as you have been living it? Or are you willing to have things new? So this seems to come about that there are times in life that, like, There's a change I haven't wanted to make because it felt very uncomfortable, regardless of what it is. This could be great or small. Now we know we're asking for a whole new unveiling going on here, but many of us are going through this regeneration, and each of us in our zodiacs are going through it for what would be challenging for our own personality, okay? So what is challenging for you is also challenging the other zodiac signs, just according to what their bent is, okay? And in this case, it's kind of hearkening to use it or lose it. Is like, make the change or it's going to be made for you. And it's so much easier to challenge yourself than to have life challenge you, because somehow when you step out into that challenge, you're on the page and you become your encourager. But when the challenge comes at you, you can kind of be a naysayer, or maybe even see it in a negative light and feel like it's come to get you. And then you feel more vulnerable and exposed, as opposed to strong and capable. So they're saying, choose your mindset, decide how you're going to set out in the direction here, and we're going to go ahead and turn this baby up. Be the glue that holds yourself together, all right? We know that glue is love, okay? Love is the greatest power of all. Choose to bridge that gap. You are worth it. Every drop, every penny, every golden drop of honey, sweat, blood, tears, that whole thing. Facing all your hopes, dreams, and fears, and coming together to be your whole beautiful self, and to know where you're going with that. I like that. Well, that's a bit of a challenge here, Pisces, but I believe in you. I know you can do it, and you are so worth it. This is Joy. Stand by for now.